everybody. Did I get it set up right this time? I'm wondering. I'm waiting for it to pop up on my phone myself right now. Let's see. Clancy Russell, Ground Fog. All right. Let's see. Moment of truth. Excellent. I did get it set up correctly this time. All right. Nice. I only had to quadruple check. It turns out triple checking that the orientation was correct was not enough. Grant Tilley, what's going on? Clancy Ruffle, Ground Fog, Cat S, good to see you. Even though we just got to hang out this past weekend. Andy, what's going on? Willie Everett, hey Willie? Listen, not to immediately jump into nerd stuff, but I did finish Wind and Truth. I really enjoyed it. So I hope you did as well. Chest seals and tourniquets, that's right. Yep. Those are important. What's going on, everybody? New year. This is the first live stream of 2025. I apologize for missing the Christmas stream, but I do like my family more than you. No, no. To be fair, I just forgot to schedule better. We live stream was at 7 and we did not start eating dinner until like 6:59. So I was like, if I had to choose between having Christmas dinner. So it's not that I like my family more than you, it's that I like food more than you. So let's see. Judge, hello from New North Carolina. Hey man, where did I live at in North Carolina? Goldsboro. I went to Southern Wayne High School for a little while. Lived right outside of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. And I remember that because it still makes me want to laugh every time. Willie, it was so good. Ready to start the reread already. I know. I seriously thought about just immediately starting re-listening to it. But I have some other things that I should do. Let's see. Happy New Year. Sorry I missed y'all at the bug out camp out. Father-in-law says hello. I say hello to your father-in-law as well. Yeah, it was lacking without you there. I had to actually talk to Sam, which is something that I think he tries to avoid at all costs. But anyway, I made it happen. Let's see. What am I doing? Where am I at? You guys are going too fast. Happy New Year. Yep. Happy New Year to you as well, Rocco. Let's see. Sam Russell's here. Adam Hall. Hello. Higher X. Happy New Year to everybody except communist. Excellent. I like it. Happy New Year's to you too, Scott. Goldsboro is middle of nowhere in eastern North Carolina. Yeah, it was middle of nowhere. We lived it was a small town, so smaller than Camden. It felt like whenever I was there. So, Joey, the better Joey, happy New Year to you as well. Sam says I don't like talking to anyone, so yeah, that's why I don't take it too personal. I can tell that you're not it's not just me, or maybe it is mainly me. Let me just clip that on there real quick so I can get a drink of water. But yeah, so if you guys missed out, I know that it was not planned very well this year. We had a lot of other things going on. But if you missed out on the bug out weekend, it's always a lot of fun. Catass was there, Sam, the Klingmans, Daniel and Thurman all showed up, and it was a good chance to test gear. Because I was excited. I thought I had it in the bag this year. I was like, I'm not bringing a big ass tent. I'm just going to bring out a single pop-up, single tent, boom, goes, pops right up. No assembly required. And anyway, it did not work out because I did not have the rain fly for it. And I had every intention of getting a tarp set up over it before the rain came in, but did not make it in time. I have excuses for why I wasn't able to do it, but the effective range, as Tim would say, the effective range of excuses is 0, right? So I ended up camping out in the truck. Sam, Joey almost nailed it. I was so close this year. Next year, I'm telling you, I'm just going to take a page from Sam's book. I'm going to get there early. I'm going to find some trees to throw up a hammock, get my tarp set up immediately, like as soon as I'm there. Like, as long as it's not raining already. But then I guess I should still do it then too. Max's Path, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Anyone got tabs on Tim? Ain't seen or heard from him in a bit, making sure he isn't locked up. Yeah, actually, I got to see Tim today. We were finalizing some moving stuff. So he has his motorcycles were still up there in the steel building at the shop, so we got those taken care of. And he and I have scheduled our prep time for the Jaegerfest coming up 2 weeks from now, a week from Saturday, really, so a week and a half. So that's going to be fun. But Tim is okay. He is not locked up, despite his best efforts and probably the good of society. He's still just rocking. Casey says, y'all don't like talking to people, and I don't always know how to shut up. That's the thing, though, is for people who don't like talking to people, you've got to have the person who does, the person who will carry the conversation. So I appreciate you being there, Casey. Don't worry about that. Sad times about having to move everything. Happy y'all are getting after it. Yeah, it is. We've talked about it a bunch. It is bittersweet, but here we are. I don't know. I could get used to doing the live. The only downside to doing the live streams here would be like if I like having Tim or somebody on, since we're doing it from the phone. It'd be like doing it from the hotel room. Not the first time Tim and I have done that from the hotel room, but it would be just not, we get all scrunched up on the couch. Nothing wrong with that, though. Christina, Happy New Year to you as well. Been watching these camping YouTubers about people using these inflatable test systems, kind of thinking about tent systems or test systems. Anyway, yeah, that tent that I had was awesome. It was super cool. Like literally it folds down into a circle about that big. Just throw it out and it pops right up. It was awesome. And just not very waterproof without a rain fly or a tarp over it. So I think what I'm going to do is just so I get to use it, I'm going to have the kids and I are going to do a little camp out whenever it's not calling for freezing rain, which is going to happen this weekend. So thoughts on the latest jihad? I don't know. I have not been keeping up with any news or anything like that. I'm not on other than these live streams. I don't get on the internet very often, so I have no idea what's been going on. We have been between Christmas stuff and everything like that. We have not been paying attention, so fill me in. I don't know what's going on. Keep your heads on a swivel. Yeah. Hey, y'all, haven't seen y'all since last year. Yep. Excellent. Very cool. No, yeah, like I said, I have no idea what's been going on. What's up, Mark Curtis? So anyway, let's see. Dang. Hey, since I saw the liked buttons, the liked symbols up there, if you guys have not hit the like button yet, please go ahead and do so. Let's see. The car on fire might not have been anything other than a Cybertruck burning to the ground. Could have been. Those things are crazy, man. Only answer to NOLA is stay strapped or get clapped. I like it. Howlin', what's up? Hope all is well. All is well on our end. So, same to you, man. Hope it's all going well for you. Just got back from the range with the family and a few friends. Stay sharp, y'all. Yeah. Absolutely, man. I feel like I missed out on something. I didn't leave the hotel in NOLA without a GAT. The only thing that I saw was some Twitter posts before the live stream started that was like reports of an explosion, but I don't know. They think something was in the bed slash truck. Dang. Yeah. Cool. Um, well, since I can't talk about that because I don't know what's going on, uh, let's talk about how stay strapped or get tapped flows better. No, I don't know. I don't know. The stay strapped or get clapped is a classic. It's tough to let that go. A friend got her 19-year-old son a pistol for Christmas. He asked if I'd take him shooting and show him stuff. Very cool. Very cool. I've got a buddy who is finally starting to get it, I think, and has been asking for the same thing. And I've just been like, hey man, you tell me when. I think I'm gonna have to do the thing where it's like I'm just like, this day, this time, take it or leave it. Here we go. Took him out today and we cut his group in half in about an hour. Awesome. No, that's great. That's great. The cool thing, a lot of the time when it comes to shooting, it is very easy to make people feel pretty good and get some improvements as long as you know they're open-minded and are listening to them. So I think that's why, like, yes, set them up for success and everything like that, but a lot of the times if you just have someone there coaching you, especially when it's your first time, I mean, leagues and leagues of improvement. And that's true for a lot of physical skills, you know. Take away all his excuses, and especially if you're donating the firearm and ammo. Yeah, right, exactly. Well, I'm not doing the firearm and ammo. He did go out and buy. He went and got a Glock 19. He he didn't have the same luck that I did. He did listen to me. He did go and get a Glock 19, but he also bought a SIG. I can't remember which SIG he bought, and what else? Something else. I can't remember. But he bought like 3 different guns. And I'm like, dude, okay, that's fine. At least you got the 19. So let's get out to the range. Let's see. I did my good deed this week. Stopped a FUD gun counter guy. Sorry, I can't read. From selling a young woman a pink revolver. She ended up with a Shield Plus. That is so crazy to me. I think that if you are a gun shop owner and you are selling guns to people for protecting themselves, like, I don't know, man, like you should have to have like an exam you have to pass every year just to make sure that you're keeping up with the times, you know? Like if that was an older dude, you know, you describe him as a FUD, like he should have to go out there and take an exam to just make sure that he can say on official paperwork, I will not try to sell every woman I see a pink revolver. I don't consider those cyber BS things a truck. Our nephews got the remote controlled ones for Christmas. The oldest was so confused that it was called a pickup truck on the box. Hey, listen, you know, it's tough. I'm not a fan of the Cybertrucks. Lewis and I got into a bit of not an argument, but a friendly discussion about them. And man, I was never on that bandwagon or never stoked about them or anything like that. So I'm sure people who have had good experiences with them, but the only things I see, like always on the internet, are all the horror stories of just like not having a good time with them. So, and they are ugly. You're right. They are they are not very attractive vehicles. uh I get to pick up my new Gat Monday morning after I take care of some errands. Excellent. Very cool. The SIGs are good, but fuck, their magazines are expensive. I think when he bought it, it came with 3. I think he got 3 with it, maybe more. I can't remember. So he's going to need some more. Fighting pistol and the fight as a requirement. I like that. Jonathan Webb. I like that. I like that idea a lot. If you are going to be selling people guns, you should have to take a. I'll do you one better. It doesn't have to be fighting pistol, and it doesn't have to be the fight, but you should have to take a class with whatever gun you got in trouble for trying to sell, and then you should have to take a force on force class with like the same model of that. Yep, I like it. Scott agrees. Excellent. They look like a video game glitch. Yes, they do. Lewis doesn't like the Buc-ee's Club Melt, so he's twice as wrong as the yellow Big Dots are the second best Big Dots, folks. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, we can talk about it, but the Club Melt does beat the brisket sandwich. I mean, it does. The brisket sandwich is fine. It's good. It's a nice intro for the food at Buc-ee's. But the Club Melt, it is objectively better. On paper, if you're going to have an electric vehicle, it sounds great, but even on road, they suck. Yep. Watched a dude polish his Cybertruck to a mere polish. Then he drove it on the road and got tickets. Yeah. When I ask a gun shop employee, so from Higher X right here, if they've ever had any training classes, they tell me they took a LTC class. Tells me everything I need to know, even off-road. The new Ruger RXMs look pretty badass. It's a collaboration with Magpul, where Magpul made the frame. Excellent. No, very cool. I have not heard anything about the Rugers, the new Rugers. Let's see. I think I missed Christina. At least 70% of the cars I've seen broken down or being towed since they were released have been those. Okay. Yep. See, alumnus here wanting to come back and bring a couple of friends. I called and wrote an email before Christmas, but haven't heard anything back. I will absolutely make sure to get back to you first thing tomorrow. In fact, when I get home, I will I may even get back to you tonight. If you do not hear from me by 8 o'clock in the morning Central, or let's say 8:30, let's say 8:30 Central, send me an email, Joey at Tactical Response, and I'll get you hooked up, man. Apologies for that. We have been in and out of the office a whole bunch these past couple of months, especially with the holiday stuff. But I will absolutely get you taken care of, and apologies again. What cut of the brisket are we talking about? I don't know. The Buc-ee's cut. I do the chopped brisket. So whatever all that is, you know, but I think they have another option too. It's the Ruger Gen 3 19 clone with a slightly different polymer frame. Okay. Cadass says that's there were issues with the frames on the RXMs in the initial shipments. Something about the polymer was cooled either too quickly or too slowly. Why in 2024 people still don't understand how complicated revolvers are internally baffles me. Yeah, I mean, you do want to say, and for the most part, like, it is like, hey, point that there and press it till it goes click kind of thing. But that is such a blanket statement that does not cover near enough of what actually goes into doing that, yeah, they do people a lot of disservice, and I know that, and you guys all understand this, but I remember whenever I was first getting into this stuff, this lifestyle, how angry James would get when he heard stories like that, or especially whenever someone was talking about, like, you'd have a local sometimes walk into the shop looking for guns and stuff like that, and They would end up telling a story of taking someone out for the first time shooting and giving them a big ass revolver, or insert whatever you should not let someone shoot that they don't know what they're doing. And the the few times that I saw him just lay into somebody who wanted to tell a story like that, thinking it was funny, they're out there doing people a disservice, you know. Do. I'm an electrician of over 30 years, working for one of the biggest solar companies in the USA. If your electricity is produced by coal, your EV is a coal burning vehicle. Yeah, absolutely. I thought the Magpul Ruger collaboration was going to be Mini 14 mags. Still can't believe they made a Glock clone together. Yeah. Thanks, dude. All good. Christmas is stuff. No worries. Looking forward to getting back. Cheers. Thank you, sir. Yep. I will get you taken care of. 6 for sure. Is that something I've said? I don't know what that is. Good point. Scott and Catass. Yep. The Magpul collab is crap. Oh, damn. Michael is fight, guys. Have it out in the comments. The only way EV is good is if you have battery backup at home with Tesla Powerwalls that are being powered by the solar panels on your roof. Otherwise, your vehicle is powered by coal. Yep. I remember when I thought revolvers couldn't jam. I was 5. Yep. My revolver is a 1 for sure, and the rest we'll see. What's going on, Andrew? I haven't heard from you in a while, man. Glad you could tune into the live stream. James said it best when he said revolvers were like the crazy ex-girlfriend. You get to missing them and thinking about how the sex was great, get together with her again, and remember she was crazy. You know, I don't have enough. Yeah, miss you too, bruh. I don't have enough revolver experience though. With all that being said, I've shot them very, very, very few. And I was on the phone with Andy today. We were talking about the Jaegerfest, and he talks really, really quick. So I didn't get to ask my question or tell him what I'm about to tell you. But he was talking about how he is a fan of doing these one-off events. So like the Surgical Speed Shooting Summit, the Jaegerfest coming up, and then he did. What did he call it? He said he said something like the Revolver Summit, or I can't remember, but basically it sounded like one of his things with just revolvers. I think I'm going to ask him to make that a 2 of instead of instead of a 1 of. I think that would be awesome to sit there with Andy and learn from him when it comes to that stuff. Because what's up, Terrell? Happy New Year to you as well. He came up here for the Surgical Speed Shooting Summit, and what I tell people is Andy is not the. I have had an ND before. You know, I had multiple NDs on the same day, and it's because Andy showed up, and we were either before or after the Surgical Speed Shooting Summit, but he was busting out some of these old rifles, with like hammers on them. And he's like, okay, well, we're going to run some drills with these, but they have to start decocked. So let me show you how to do that. He's like, and he did it so easy. He was just like, put your thumb here, press that, and ride it forward. Easy peasy. He's like, make sure it's pointed in a safe direction and you try it. So I grab it, thumb there, press the trigger, and vroom, hammer flies forward. And I probably did that 10 times before I finally got it to the point of where I could do it. But anyway, I say all that to say, Andy, when it comes to running those things, I'd love, even if all I get to do is pick his brain about it while he's here. Maybe I can just have him sneak out to the range and bring a bunch of revolvers and just shoot some guns with him when he's here for Jaegerfest. All this talk about revolvers, need to go get my Judge loaded up with Dragon's Breath. What are you going to do with all your flechette rounds then? Mechanically, revolvers are a clock doing the gun's job. I like it. Garrett Matson, what's going on, Garrett? Good to see you. Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I love my revolver. I don't mind taking that Civil War antique out every once in a while. I think that it's fine as a I put the flechettes in the blowgun like a man. All right, there you go. Very good. At least you have somewhere for him to go. I was going to be disappointed if you didn't have something in place. But yeah, no, like Tim carries a revolver. Sorry, just getting comfy. Tim carries a revolver, but it's not his primary. You know, it's his backup. But you know, they'll get the job done. I just would prefer something else, I think. Shooting Tim's revolvers back in November at Fighting Pistol made me want to master them just to add depth to my training. Yeah. Agreed. That's exactly my thing as well. Is I'm very, very confident in running the stuff that's important that I think you should be fighting with and all that good stuff. But not as confident when it comes to running the revolver. I'm ready to just expand my knowledge. I hate that Dr. House ended up moving away. We had went back and forth for a few weeks about trying to schedule some time to come down here and do revolver videos and stuff like that. And man, we were right on the cusp of like getting our schedules lined up. And then he's like, "Hey, sorry, I'm heading back up to Washington." And I was like, "Damn it." Anyway, put the Revolver Summit together. They will come. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that yes, I think it would be fun. So I'm gonna start trying to put the worm in his ear, you know. He said he was gonna call me back sometime this week, you know, leading up to Jaegerfest, just making sure everything is in order and all that good stuff. But so maybe I can be like, "Hey, you said something about shooting a bunch of revolvers. So, you know, how do we make that happen?" Nice. Yep, Christina talking about, yeah, I have heard her talk about that before. 357 Ruger revolver. Nailing her carry permit class with it. Excellent. Hear ye, hear ye. I have thy revolver. That's excellent. That's awesome. Let's see. I walked into the class. So Christina talking about the carry permit class. Heard there was going to be a revolver in my class. Let's see it. With a very annoyed look. Saw it, raised his eyebrows, and said, "Well, okay then." Excellent. Excellent. I would have loved a class from the revolver science dude. Yeah. Yes. So DeWalt, I did send an email out. I did not see. I don't have you on the roster. That's just an issue on our end, I'm sure, because when I was talking to Daniel and Thurman when they were here, they said you were going to be there. So I will get you an email sent out just so you have everything in written form. But as far as ammo goes, Andy said 500 rounds of pistol ammo will get you taken care of. As far as the instructors go, I know that John Holshin and his wife will be there. John Hearn, Tiffany. Tiffany will be there from Citizen Safety Academy. Ock is a maybe. Lee Weems is supposed to be there. Carl Wren, and I'm going to get this guy's first name wrong. Dustin Solomon. Does that sound right? I know his last name's Solomon, but he's bringing a copy of his book for all of the signups as well. So I think it's a good group of guys for sure. Celebrity guest Dr. House. Yeah. Clint Smith said something like, "Your primary gun is Ken, and you run out of Ken, and you're going to pull out a smaller gun, Barbie." Shit, I wish I could carry 2 full-size guns every day for EDC. Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. I get it. Can't really argue with Clint's logic there. If I can get to where I would feel comfortable carrying a full-size revolver as a primary, even though I don't ever plan on it, I will feel accomplished. Excellent. I like it. Kylo Ren. Oh shit. did I say Kylo Ren? Did I slur my southernness came out too much? Carl Ren, I think, is his name. How's the team room working with the classes being held there for those of us staying in the team room? It is easier. Oh, messing with me? Okay, good. It is easier for the students. It's hard to be late if you're staying in the team room when class starts at the team room. So the few times that we have started them here, it has actually worked out pretty well. We haven't had any issues with seating. That shotgun class, we had 20 something people in the class. We just set up chairs all around. Everybody was sitting on the couch. We had some chairs pulled out. Tim just got in the middle of everybody like a school circle kind of style, and he did the whole shotgun class there. Then I did a pistol class with only like 3 signups in it. So the hardest part is making sure people don't fall asleep on the couch. That's been the biggest struggle. So but yeah, no, it's working out pretty well. For especially if you are staying at the team room. I've missed a few lives, but what and when is the Jaegerfest? Okay, yeah. So the Jaegerfest is an event that Andy Stanford is putting on. That is aimed toward instructors or people. Literally typing that I would be falling asleep on the couch. Yeah. See, I know. I'm already dealing with it. So Jaegerfest is an event that he's putting on, and Andy is putting on, that is aimed toward instructors, people wanting to become instructors, or just people in general who are passionate about learning more about the craft. So he's bringing in these guest instructors, and I believe if I had to compare just from, and these are, I haven't, this is not quoted from Andy, but if I had to say what the difference between this and Surgical Speed Shooting Summit was, because he brought in guest instructors there as well, that was to introduce students to as a bunch of different instructors, and it was mainly skill focused stuff, and you just got to shoot a bunch, and you were just a student in there. I think the focus on this one is, again, for the people who want to be instructors, and it's really going to be more about getting introduced to different ways of teaching and understanding why they are teaching the way they teach, and so on and so forth. So I can say this is a quote from Andy, but the genesis of all of this was he, because he was a mentor to James, he wants to like push that forward and be a mentor to the people that James was a mentor of. So anyway, that's kind of where all of this is coming from. I'm super excited about it. Again, even if you have no interest in teaching, yes, you should do it. Oh, Lee Hassel is here. What's what's going on? He says, "Wow, good lineup." Yeah, absolutely. It is a very good lineup. Yes, I most of the instructors that he's bringing in this time are from the Surgical Speed Shooting Summit as well, and they're all excellent. So having had the chance to work with them for a little bit, I mean, it was an hour block for 2 days, I believe. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All these guys know what they're doing, that's for sure. Let's see. Revolvers don't make you pick up light struck primers, and you get to you get another go around. Yep, that's absolutely correct. Definitely had to sit forward on the couch, or else I would have straight up passed out. Yeah, see, I know. I'm telling you, they're a little. I don't know what we're gonna have to do. Maybe we ban the couches. Everybody has to do like sitting in the floor or something like that. No, you know what? It's just on us to be more entertaining. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Have to get up, drive to down home, then back to the team rough times. Yeah, you know what? When you put it that way, so that means I need to start working on the ladies over there at down home to see if they can just deliver the breakfast to the team room for you guys on class days. I'll see what I can do. There were many cool drills at Surgical Speed Shooting. There were. It was where I did not take my own advice, and actually Surgical Speed Shooting Summit is the reason why I'm like so adamant when people are in class. If I see them taking notes, or if they ask to take notes, I'm like, yes, please, like write down every drill that we're doing. because you're not going to remember them all. So same thing for Surgical Speed Shooting Summit. That was my biggest wake up call, because there were so many cool drills and I cannot remember half of them. Like, I cannot remember half of them. I remember my favorites, but that's about it. Electrify the couch. That's honestly what I was thinking at first, but then I was like, I don't know. It might be. I don't do well with electricity, so I'll have to get Michael down here. A zap for every nod. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes those instructor focused classes help people be better students in the other classes they take. Oh yeah, no doubt. I think anybody who has had like an instructor development course, or I can't say that. I haven't taken every instructor development course, but I can say anytime I have done instructor development, it makes me a better student every single time. There's no doubt about that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I know it's a few months out, but y'all planning on going to NRA in Atlanta? Yeah, we'll probably end up making it out to the NRA in Atlanta. Not too long of a drive, easy peasy. So, and I'd hate to miss it. I do enjoy going to NRA. I had not been thinking about it. I should start I should start thinking about it though. Will we be seeing you Friday at Will's services? Most likely. Depends on what's going on. If Andy and them are in town then and stuff like that, then I may be busy helping him get set up on the range, but most likely. Checking in from Mr. Crewer. Hello, sir. Y'all see the robo rounds that you can deploy from a paint gun, and they have center fired cartridges. Check out robo rounds on YouTube. I have not seen those. That's pretty cool. Classic airbag per seat. I like it. A good idea. These are excellent. I'm gonna have to get Tim to work. We'll have to do some trials to make sure that they're not too dangerous, but not too safe either. So Tim will be the guinea pig for sure. Some of the robo rounds have a ball chain that will take out drones, and then the robo rounds have certain chemical dust that will interrupt the robot circuitry. Damn. Cattle prod. Yep. I think you could. Speaking of a cattle prod, you could just go with the classic air horn. Just anytime you see someone nodding off, just smack the air horn. In your NRA annual meeting is a great time for sure. Yep. Got to get finishing up some cleaning. Y'all have a good night. Yes, sir. You as well. Yeah, no, the NRA annual meeting is great. It's a lot of fun. Sorry. I'm sure that sounds great for the people with headphones on. Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I enjoy going to it more than SHOT Show. SHOT Show is awesome, but it is completely 100%, and so is the NRA thing too. But the air horn disturbs everyone, not just the nodded. You're right. But anyway, so SHOT Show is a lot more hectic. It's a lot more work. I guess that's the easiest way of saying it. It is very cool going to it, but I have typically, and you're in Vegas, but even with that being said, I typically have a better time at the NRA annual meeting. It's a good time. Yes. All right. So here we are, as usual, about the 40-minute mark, and I have been talking nonstop. So give me something. Let's see. Let's see. Lazy Boy computer chair, like I did. They're awesome. Yeah, I should get one of those. It would make the live streams even more comfy. But then we would have to set something up for you guys to, electrify me or launch me from the seat or something like that, because I would probably just fall asleep every live stream. What's up, Joseph? Hello, sir. But yeah, so So we talked about the bug out weekend. Uh, if you haven't made it to the bug out weekend, you should. But if you haven't, you should you should go out if you have any bug out equipment. The way this, and this is something I wanted to talk about at the start, but got sidetracked. No big deal. Even if you can't make it to a thing like the bug out weekend, if you have your bug out bag or your stuff that you're like, this is what I'm going to use in case of emergency, just like anything else, you should try that stuff out and not like set it up in your living room and make sure that it's big enough for you or whatever, or on a bright sunny day, set it up in the yard and mess with it and everything like that. No, like you should, without a doubt, take it out there in the stuff that you're wanting it to work in. So cold weather, wet weather, whatever it is for you, all of that stuff, you should go out there and practice with it. And I'm telling you to do it because I need to do it as well. I am that is another area that I lack in. So like I have some practice to do myself, and I plan on trying to address that this year. Hey, it's a new year. Let's talk about resolutions. That's one of my resolutions. I want to get better at I don't want to say bug out stuff, but I do want to get more proficient in all of that implies. Like when you saw Sam set up his tarp and his fancy knots and be like, "Hey, look, you do this right here and you move this around and you do a thing and now it slides when you want it to and then it doesn't when you put the tension on it." I have no knowledge of that stuff. So I got to definitely up that a little bit. Happy New Year. What are the days for the Way of the Pistol class in April? Old site shows 4-5, new site 4-5 through 4-9, new site shows 4-4, 4-8. It is probably the new sorry, not the new site. The old site is probably the correct dates. We have had a couple of issues with some of our classes being transferred over to, they get pushed back a day. So I can confirm for you real quick. Way of the Pistol in April starts on the 5th. So yes, the old site is correct. Yes, absolutely. So that's that. And I will get that one updated on the new site as well. Bobby Payne, Happy New Year. Calvin, thank you. Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem at all. Speaking of the Jaegerfest, Calvin Lim will not be there as an instructor, but he will be taking the class. So you should come hang out with Calvin. I'll bring you Iowa. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Whole bean or ground? Go ahead and I don't have a coffee grinder at the moment. In the move, I have lost it. So go ahead, do the ground. That might be my favorite coffee I've ever had. That was so good. That was so good. Who was it that sells that Kalamazoo coffee? I need to get more. That stuff is so good. I cannot remember the Kalamazoo coffee. That was sent by that was sent by a student. Brian and I both got some. Shit. I'm sorry, Christina. I cannot remember at all. Sam says, I'm an Eagle Scout and former infantryman. I've been sleeping outside for 20 years. Yeah, I know. But still, listen, I'm only going to compliment you and the Klingmans. I'm only going to compliment you this once. You guys make it look easy. So I feel like I should be able to do it. I understand that that's not necessarily true because you have more experience, but just saying. Let's see. Austin says, hello, sir. Hello, Austin. He says, nice hat. Yes, I agree. In fact, this hat is too nice. I was wearing it today because it was cold, and I had to take it off multiple times because it was keeping me too warm in the cold. So I would go from like just only my head sweating and being too hot, to taking it off to immediately freezing. And anyway, it's a nice beanie. You guys should pick one up. Trying to get my wife to take fighting pistol, and we've got it budgeted to save up for the year. Can alumni watch the class without taking it? Yes, absolutely. Yes, if you if you want to come and hang out with your wife while she takes the class, please feel free to do so. Um, yeah, you probably won't get it for free. And what I mean by that is, we'll probably ask you to help out with some stuff, but not a big deal. If you don't mind being Tim's gopher, you can absolutely sit in on the class. Brian brought it home one day and flew through it. I still think about it. That's how you know it's good stuff. Whenever it's like years later and you're like, damn, where can I get more of that coffee? Like that's good. It's not easy, but it's not complicated either. Well, what is it about? What it is about shooting? Shooting is simple. Doesn't mean it's easy. Just be homeless for a month. You'll get good at doing homeless people stuff like grunts. Yeah, I mean, or I'll freeze. So it'll be a real sink or swim kind of thing. I don't know. I think Heather could probably handle it if I was like, "Hey, I'm just going to go be a vagabond for a month. It's for the good of the family." She'd probably be all right. Y'all seen GIS interface tracks everything in all flights in memory for days. The military can just rewind and see all. I have not. I have not seen that. Just signed up for Student of the Gun Pistol in Vegas. Awesome. Have you trained with the Markles at all? If you haven't, you are in for a treat. I really enjoyed their pistol class. So I've gotten to take their pistol class and their instructor development. And it's a blast. It's a really good class. So you'll have a good time out there for sure. Just make sure that you tell Paul that you're there because of me, specifically because of me. No, but let him know. Let him know that that you heard about him from us or what have you. Even if that's not the truth, no. But you're gonna have a good time for sure. He will typically, if somebody shows up in like a tactical response alumni shirt, he'll send me a picture of it and be like, got one of your guys. And what was it? It was a few months ago. We had somebody sign up for like the Way of the Pistol. And he's like, yeah, I heard about you guys through Paul. So if it's in the game, it's in the game. Practice in all elements. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. You already leave for a month when we do travel classes in the fall. I get in the groove and then you come home and mess it up. You're absolutely right. That does happen. I know Jarrett through the alumni network, and Buell is the guy making shit out there happen. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fuck. I need to get in touch with Buell. Damn. I should have made that happen already, but that's okay. Yeah, Buell was wanting to get fighting pistol and stuff out there as well. Always messing it up. Listen, it's not messing it up. It's not my fault that she doesn't also plan for whenever I come home. Like she should have a contingency plan for what happens whenever I show up. It's been a few years now of Heather and I living together. So at this point, whose fault is it? I don't know. I'm not pointing any fingers, but is there still a code with NSR? There should be. I don't know it off the top of my head, and because we're not at the old studio where I had a handy dandy cheat sheet sitting in front of the camera that had all of our coupon codes on it. Let me see if I can find one for you. Let's see if I can find one for you real quick. We got this guy right here. Nope, not that one. Let's make sure it's turned down so you guys don't hear it. I got this. Oh shit. No, I'm not seeing it on here. Oh, wait, there it is. Maybe it's just an affiliate link. If you go to one of our older videos, it will have NSR on there. And if you click on that, I'd have to go all the way through in order to see if it automatically takes anything off, but check that out. That would be my first try, and if that doesn't work, then I don't know if we I don't know if we still have a code with them or not. All right, let's see what I missed out on while I was doing that. Pro Gun Club is the second most visited out-of-state training site other than Camden. Oh, yes, yeah. And I really enjoyed it up there. That's a pretty cool place. That's where, of course, because anybody who's doing a class out there close to SHOT Show, um, Thunder Ranch did their rifle class out there, and Clint and Heidi just brought up a camper, so they were sleeping on the range in their camper. So we got to hang out and have dinner out there with them and stuff like that. It's a pretty legit place. I like it. Gotta change the whole routine when I'm running this stuff solo, and then he comes home and I'm like, whoa, that's not how we do things anymore. Yeah, but it's always your fault, Joey. The wife is always right. Happy wife, happy life. Listen, yeah, you're probably right. Females have a better trigger press. Taught my ex, and she's a bullseye shooter. Yes. Yeah. So a lot of the times, what I've found when it comes to teaching women is they listen better and they don't have a lot of bad habits built up typically, unless their ex-boyfriend taught them bad habits, you know. So yeah, no, they typically just do what you tell them to do. So you have to be careful with that though, because if you say the wrong thing, they're going to do that thing that you said wrong. And it doesn't matter that you were like, oh, that's not what I meant. Like I should have worded it this way. Too late. You got to, but if you tell them like, touch the trigger, take the slack out, and then, press smoothly to the rear. Imagine whatever your teaching cues are. Imagine you're trying to pull the front sight straight back to you or what have you, or you're trying to press the trigger as slowly as you can and smoothly as you can without it stopping, whatever your cues are. But yeah, you can typically get them dialed in. And a lot of the times when couples show up, the husband boyfriend will typically start off shooting better than their significant other that they brought, but by the end of day 2 it has definitely flip-flopped most of the time. Yeah, and their egos don't get in the way. Christina saying that's what Brian was talking about. Absolutely. I wonder what would happen if Heather did road classes for a month and Joey stayed home. Awesome stuff would happen. I mean, listen, it would be anarchy for sure, but it would be fun. The house probably wouldn't crumble. There may be burn spots, where I, didn't pay the gas bill, and so we had to start a fire in the living room, but Rocco says, love the way you think. Don't give her any ammo. Austin, the only time I would attempt to teach a significant other is if it's the first time we met and I don't know she's my significant other yet. That is the doesn't still exist. Sorry, that is one of the pieces of advice. Fire in the living room is almost homeless people stuff. So not teaching wives and girlfriends is a piece of advice that James would give to people when it came to shooting. Sometimes you can do it though. It just depends on your chemistry. Or at the very least, Heather says that she does not mind whenever I help her out on the range, but that could just be her sparing my feelings. James and Billy did a series on shotgun lengths and patterning. Does it still exist? That's what it was. Does it still exist? It should. I don't know if it's on this YouTube channel or it was on the old one. I would check out Liber TV. We may have uploaded some of those to Liber TV. If not, I have heard people ask about that a few times before. It might be something that we can dig for and see if we can find. The problem with those old videos, especially with how YouTube has been acting lately, because we actually have had, if you haven't noticed, I don't know if it's noticeable, but the past week I have probably gotten 6 different emails from YouTube that say, hey, this video was removed from your channel for violating the, our community guidelines. So a lot of our SHOT Show videos, previous SHOT Show videos have been pulled down. Any review videos where James was like, hey, got this gun, we're shooting it, here's what I think about it, things like that. Though a lot of those have been pulled down. I believe even more recently, the Beretta A300 video got pulled down that Tim did. Or at least there was, if it wasn't that one, it was a different Beretta one. So if I can find it and upload it, we might be able to do it. But it might just immediately get pulled down, especially because if it's from the old channel, it was already nuked once, and YouTube doesn't typically, appreciate people trying to get around their shenanigans. I'm proud to live in the most armed county in Utah, Tooele County, minutes away from Dugway Proving Grounds. Okay, I have actually heard about that. Excellent. Don't teach your wife. Also, when you take her to class, she is there to learn from the class, not you. Yeah, that is another that is another big one that we preach here as well. So when people show up in a class, like even if you rode together, but in particular, we say if you exchanged DNA here anytime recently, then yeah, you got to have some people between you, and that's to help avoid the husband leaning over after we coach the wife. And then we walk away, and then he leans over and he's like, hey, yeah, don't worry about that. That's wrong. I actually appreciate your feedback. See, I told you she was going to spare my feelings. Not a single fight with you coaching me shooting or me coaching you lifting. You know what? That's true. That's true. Don't teach your wife bad habits. Yep. You and Heather are a different kind of pairing, though. Yeah, we are pretty awesome. Let's see. Last time I had a boyfriend try to teach me something, within minutes I almost beat him with a canoe paddle. Yeah. Is the 1911 Suck video on Liberty TV? I do think that one's on there. I think the 40s Suck is on Liberty TV, and I think the 1911s is on there as well. It might be the same video. In your defense, he had been canoeing a few times, and he had never been. Classic. Also, he was an asshole. No one would have blamed me. That's funny. Nice. Yeah, that's the dude classic right there. Like, hey, I've never done this thing, but let me give you some pointers real quick. You got to be careful about that, man. And not just dudes, but predominantly dudes. Sometimes people just have a hard time saying, I don't know. And they will just make stuff up or try to seem smarter or whatnot. All right. I'm almost out of water. So that means that, yep, we're at 58 minutes. That means we're getting close. But yeah, so what was I talking about? The bug out weekend, test your stuff, not under ideal conditions, test it in the conditions that you want it to be in. Jaegerfest, if you haven't heard about it, check it out. If you're interested in it, please do. Outside of that, we are starting the new year. We should have more classes on the 2025 schedule relatively soon. But if you're interested in some training here in Camden, if you've watched this live stream, go ahead, check out the schedule and all that good stuff. Try to find, I've got to stop saying all that good stuff. That is my crutch phrase. Anyway, go ahead, check out the schedule. Try to find something that works for you. We'd love to have you down here. Even you dudes have been here 100 times, like Austin, constantly telling dudes to quit buying their ladies guns, shitty gear, and trying to teach their ladies how to shoot. Yeah, absolutely. Happy New Year's from Joe Pruitt. Hey, man. Lee Hassel says, y'all have a good one and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody else who's still watching. Do you need to be in the class to visit after, during the slideshow and story times? I will let you know. I will ask Andy. I will get in touch with Andy and see what's going on with that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good new year. I hope that this year has already, I hope day one has started strong for you. And yeah, I don't know. I guess that's about it. Thank you for watching as always. And we will see you guys next week. Remember, this is the way. All right, text me. I dare you. This is the way, guys. Let me see if I can click this. Where's it at? Oh, it's over here. Damn. Sorry, guys.